Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to generate toolpaths for this part, and we're going to part it off and leave a little tag on this face that you can just debug with the file. So in the previous video I showed you how to set the work holding, the model and the stock up. So this video just sort of builds on from the knowledge. So the strategy here is I'm going to face the top, rough the pocket and finish the pocket. We'll do the same thing to the other side, and then I'm gonna rough and finish this face, this profile, then we're gonna part it off. Okay, so let's start with a facing operation. So I need to get my work coordinate correct. So I'll start with that. Tool orientation, Z is up, that's the X, flip the X, and for the stock selections, that's my profile. And I'll be using a 10mm cutter. Like so. Okay, that's it. Okay. No, this is not a good toolpath because it's gonna hit the jaws. Yeah. So those little red lines, those are collisions. Okay, so let me try and fix that. So let's go with a pass direction. Let's go 90 degrees. Pass extension 10mm. Stock offset, I think I can get away with 3.5. Let's try that. And let's simulate. Yeah, that's looking good. And next I want to create a derived operation. So the work coordinate system is going to be kept the same. 2D. I'm going to use a 10mm as well, and that's my pocket selection. The height, top height, stock top. Sorry, model top, because we faced it off. And hit OK. I need to change a few things. Let's have 0 and 0.2 on the sides. If it's rough at the bottom, I'll change that toolpath to something else. Maybe I'll rough it, then have a semi-finish and a finish. So it depends what it's going to look like. Then let's go OK. And then I'm going to finish the sides with a 2D contour. Yeah, that's it. OK. So let's see what we have now. Facing. Yeah, that's okay. So now I want you to do the same thing to the other side. Now if you mirror the toolpaths, what you get is it's climb milling on this side, but if you mirror the toolpath, it will go to the other side and it's going to be conventional milling, so we don't want that. So a way to get around it is, instead of a mirror pattern, create a circular pattern. But to create a circular pattern, I need an axis of rotation. So I'll need to create a sketch for the axis. So let's switch this plane on. So that's a mid plane that I created beforehand. That's in the middle of the CAD model. Okay. So I need just a line. Yeah, that's what I need. So we'll call this axis. And then we can go back to manufacture. Because I've made some design changes, I just need to generate the toolpaths again. Okay, so it's these three that I'm looking for. Right click, add to new pattern, circular pattern. There's the axis, number of instances 2, angle 360. Okay. Now let's see what we have. And it's climb milling. That's good. And then, so next, what I want to do is I want to remove material on this profile. So to do that, we're going to use a 2D contour. Let's get the tool orientation correct. The Z is alright. It's the X that we need to change. Flip X. Contour selection. Let's have that open. So this is not going to work because we're using a 10mm cutter, so it's going to hit the jaws. Top height, model top. Multiple depths. Let's go 5 mil. Let's hit OK. So it doesn't like it. So I think here's what we can do. So in model, let's create a sketch here, and then I'm going to project this curve, and then I'm going to create an arc. So let's have this. Let's have that at 7.5. Let's have that at 7.5. So let's go back into manufacture. And let's reselect our geometry to that. And we want it around there. Let's go with OK. So I need to make a few edits. So it's going to stop at the bottom, but I want you to go further. The module is 25mm thick, and that's halfway, about 12.5. So let's go minus 13mm. At 5mm rough cuts, step downs, and let's have stock to leave 0.2mm. No, actually 0.5. Yeah, let's go 0.5mm. Okay. So let's simulate it and see what we get. Now I want to get rid of this additional stock that's been created. Let's add two roughing passes. Okay, let's go to our tool. Yeah, it's hitting into something now. What's the problem? Say stop on collision. Yeah, it's the tool. So I think let's make the tool 43mm. Generate. So that side is perfect. So we'll have something that looks like this. Okay. Now the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to come with a 4mm around there. Yeah, just on this. Yeah, just on there. The profile there. So let's go 2D contour. Tool orientation. The Z is okay. Flip x-axis, contour selection. I want to start from there. Let's have open contour. Okay. Model top. And we're going to go in 2mm step downs. And we're going to go minus 13mm. That's in the heights. Okay. I forgot something. We want stock to leave as well. So let's have 0.2mm stock to leave. So that's just going to rough that, and I'll create a derived operation that would be for the finish. Remove multiple depths, remove, perfect. And then these two toolpaths, I want them doing the same thing on the other side. I want them mirrored essentially, but I'm not using a mirrored toolpath. We'll go circular pattern, that's our axis, 360-degree, number of instances 2, that's perfect. So let's simulate this and see what we have. Oh no, that's not good, is it? Yeah, I know why. It's because I didn't select the correct tool for the job. So I want a 4mm end mill. And a 4mm end mill. Yeah. So let's see what we get now. Shouldn't have any collisions. So it's just going to plunge into the material there, just a little bit. So depending on how it sounds in the machine, I don't think it's going to sound horrible, but if it sounds bad, I can do something just to remove that extra bit of material, but I think that would be okay because this is aluminium that I'm machining. Okay, so we've done all of that. Now all that's left is to part this off, and to do that I'm going to create a sketch. Okay, let's project some geometry. I'm going to project that point and that point, and then we can have a line. Like that. Let's have that distance from there to there. Let's have that 25 millimeter. That might be too big. Let's say 20 millimeter. And from there to there is 20 millimeter. Then stop sketch. So we can call this one patching off. So let's go back into manufacture. Let's generate all the toolpaths. So I'm going to have a 2D contour, tool orientation, Z-axis, X-axis, flip X-axis, contour selection is going to be that line, heights, model top, and for the bottom height I want to have a 1 millimeter thick tag, so we'll go plus 0.5, and we're doing it both sides, so that should give me 1 millimeter. So I'll do it in 1 millimeter step downs, and also I'm going to have stock to leave. I'll leave it at 0.1. That way, in case the part vibrates a lot, there's some material. You've got extra material to sort of use some emery and get it all nice and smooth looking. Or if you've got a linear, you can just run it down a linear. So I'll leave 0.1. So let's go OK. That's good, no collisions. Alright, I'm happy with that. So we'll do the same thing to the other side. So I'll create a circular pattern. There's my axis. Then we just hit OK. Now I don't need my sketches anymore. So let's just replay the whole thing. Facing. Let's go to next operation. Pocket roughing. Next operation finishes the pocket. And you go to the other side, facing, roughs the pocket, finishes the pocket, and then that's just doing the outside profile. I think I can get it closer, but I'll be okay with this. And that's just going to semi-finish a profile. and that finishes it. On the other side, roughs it and finishes it, and then the patching off. So wait, let me go back here. So when that's all, so when it's all done, there's your tag. That'll be 1 millimeter. If you want less material when you're patching off, you've got other options. You can just create more sketches and you can have less material on the patch off, so it would make it easier to snap this part off. And machining time, it's not bad, 6 minutes. So it could be about 8 minutes with 2 changes and everything. The only thing that I'll do is that on the patching off, I'll slow this down to maybe 1000 millimeters per minute. So I reckon about 10 minutes, give or take, with Toolpath. And I'm gonna do a separate video on feeds and speeds. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.